Alright, we're back and diving straight into hell with some more information popping up all over the place, including what looks like a dupe game attack over on Steam and a bunch more Helldivers items springing up all over social media. Welcome back to the channel. This is LtBuzzLitebeer, and I seem to now be getting over my illness, and I've been reading your comments on my last video, especially how I kept calling the game Helldivers. By the way, sorry about that. Too many hours spent in Outriders, but we've got that sorted out. Remember to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my future upload alerts. And before we dive into the latest Helldivers news, here's a quick word from today's video sponsor.
We all know that spring break is rapidly approaching here in the US, and that means traveling, stress, and yeah, standing in theme park lines that just don't seem to move. Luckily, I've got a great solution for you: Royal Match. This low-stress Match 3 puzzle game is the perfect way to unwind with thousands of levels, no ads, and you can play solo, co-op, or even against other players. Plus, it's absolutely free and does not require an internet connection. If you're looking to escape every day and get the royal treatment you deserve, check in the video description for a link to download Royal Match today.
Alright, getting straight into it all, and of course, chapters are up in place and available to assist your viewing experience, and we need to start off with the Helldivers 2 game dupes that were springing up over on Steam. Okay, so the footage you see right now is obviously not Helldivers, because that is from the day before, a game that was well and truly ridden straight into hell. But the significance of this footage is that I recorded this several weeks ago, straight off of Steam, which, if you've been following the day before and all the shenanigans going on with that game, you know that it had been delisted on Steam well before that. Anyways, it turns out this was some sort of cheap knockoff for GTA, where they actually went in and retooled the entire store page to look just like that of the day before. So same studio, reviews, kind of all the same trailers and pics. It looked identical to the day before, and it didn't stay active for very long because Steam ended up stepping in and taking it offline. But I mentioned this example because it clearly showed that there was a porous Steam backend protection in place that could be taken advantage of, and here's where it affected Helldivers. Because this screenshot was posted earlier this morning by Call Me Justin over on the Helldivers Reddit, and now the exact same thing has happened again. Some minor game has repurposed their Steam storefront to read and look exactly like Helldivers 2. And hopefully, none of you actually paid this outfit $49.99 USD for the game, because it is clearly not Helldivers and could be loaded with some seriously sus stuff. Now, what's wild about all of this is that it is not isolated, as another game that I cover here on the channel, Palworld, maybe you've heard about it, also saw the exact same thing happen to them. Bucky, who is the community manager for Palworld, posted this to Twitter earlier this morning, saying that they had seen a fake Palworld listing on Steam, and that it was taken down immediately once the devs kind of reached out to Steam to identify it was a fake. But this is clearly showing there are major issues with Steam's store protocols, and for anyone out there on PC that uses Steam, stay ever vigilant and call out those fakes. Moving along, and it looks like Game Master Joel might be pushing down on the scales of the war just a bit too firmly for the Terminids, and this one has to do with this week's major order to liberate Veld. Posted by Efficient Age over on Reddit, you can see the mission population counts, and Veld, with 72% of online Helldivers currently engaged in campaigns planetside there, this planet is being lost. That's right, the Helldivers are losing ground, with over 308,000 players currently trying to keep control of Veld, with many of the comments calling out to Joel, such as, "Why, Joel, why?" And it does make you wonder what the hell is going on here. Is this part of a grander scheme by Joel? Because if that many Helldivers are actually taking on Veld, that means we are weaker in other areas and are losing ground in outside sectors. Perhaps this is all part of Game Master Joel's plans for how the war pans out, but after Malevolent Creek, I think players are a little more determined to not lose another planet. And in fact, Joel has become the meme master on the official Reddit site, with players anytime something goes wrong kind of hashtagging Joel and calling out Joel, which is actually kind of hilarious to see. Anyways, after a short time away, Johan, Arrowhead's CEO, has returned to Twitter with passion and is responding with fire to a lot of questions over there. But one area that the community has been pretty vocal about is weaponry, especially the balancing of weaponry, because there are those 2 to 3 favorites like the Breaker, and then you've kind of got everything else that you quickly move away from. Well, we know that the weapons only display us 4 stats. But this is now being revealed to not be the full story, coming straight from, again, Johan. Quote, "In regards to Helldivers 2 weapon stats, so many of you use the 4 stats we show as comparisons, while each gun has maybe 50 stats in total. The numbers are a guideline, but does not paint a complete picture. Use the one you like the most." Okay, so now there are something like 50 individual stats per weapon, 46 of which we cannot see because the game doesn't show you those. I guess my question would be, can we get those stats to appear, or are they really needed? I mean, I've unlocked quite a few weapons and used them in combat, and you can just kind of feel which are really hitting hard and which aren't. And of course, you're going to immediately want to use those that drop the enemies the fastest. Reddit began speculating on these extra hidden stats, things like headshot multipliers, optimal range, or enhanced range, and so on. But it would be nice to be able to toggle those enhanced stat charts kind of on and off. Let me know in chat, if you were given the option to deep dive into each weapon with those 50 available stats so you could really see where each weapon excels, would you actually take the time to read through those, or are you more of a experiment with them on the battlefield and make a judgment call kind of Helldiver? Leave me some feedback on this one, because I'd love to know how that ratio kind of breaks down across the player base. And to finish this one up for today, I wanted to circle back around and touch on some more of those future stratagems we are apparently going to be getting, hopefully very soon, because we've now got even more leaked footage of those mechs in action, along with what looks like a Halo Warthog. So if you don't want to see any of this, here's your warning, so you can go ahead and skip this, but if you are wanting to stay, here we go. So I found this one earlier over on Facebook, and it may have been posted by a modder, maybe an actual developer, I honestly couldn't say, and it looks like now it's since been taken down. But here we've got 2 mech suits in action, and this one is way clearer than the footage I included from yesterday. One of these mechs looks like it has the machine gun rocket variation, while this POV mech here seems to have dual autocannons. The second piece here is something I was really excited to see, and it is this drivable APC that looks like it's ripped straight from Halo, complete with a massive gun on the back. I've watched it a few times now, and I think it has a fuel gauge at the bottom of the screen, if I'm not mistaken, so you may not be able to drive this one around kind of indefinitely, but overall, some really cool stratagems coming in what feels like the very near future. Cool stuff all around coming to us from the Helldivers team. And if you haven't done so already, get in a few rounds over on Veld and help out the cause for democracy. Remember to hit subscribe and ring the notifications bell to receive my upload alerts. All my socials can be found in the video description, including Twitter and Discord, because I stay active on both. By the way, we also have a quickly growing Helldivers community located on my personal Discord server, complete with an LFG area so you can squad up, and free voice channels so you can hop on those mics and coordinate your attacks. Just check in the video description for that Discord invite link. Shout out to the now almost 198,000 of you that have stuck with me, and 200K is almost a reality. If you haven't joined already, hit subscribe. It's free, it really supports the channel, and I would love to have you along for the ride as we hit that major channel milestone. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer signing off.